You're listening to Oppositional Forces. Bad guys for good reasons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another fabulous episode of Oppositional Forces. I am your host, Scotty Don't. With me is the last Jotun of the Frozen North, Mr. Frost. Please say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome, and happy almost holidays. We just had good old Thanksgiving, and now we're starting to push into the real holiday rush. And as such, today we're going to be talking about holiday safety.
Holiday safety.
And all of the fun facets that go into it. Because we are bad guys, but for the good reasons, we are here to tell you about, what you should expect while you're out and about, ways to better secure your home and to have a happy and safe holiday season. Isn't that right?
And Yule.
Well, I mean, holiday. I said holiday. I didn't say Christmas. Yule.
It's Yule.
Well, and with that, I want to kick this off with a quick shout out to our bad guy, Mr. Krampus. And for those who aren't familiar with Krampus, it is a Central European popular legend. He's a half goat, half demon that preys on small children who misbehave. He's the devilish companion of Mr. St. Nicholas, and he originated, believed in Germany, because there's a German word, Krampen, which means claw. So there you go. There's a thing you didn't know before.
Or if you did, maybe. Who knows?
But as we're getting into the holiday season and we're getting into that holiday spirit, and Mariah Carey, crawls out of her cave as she does every year to start, singing about what she wants for Christmas.
When she was hot.
Well,
sorry.
We just got banned in
I know.
like 30 countries.
How
dare you? How dare you?
I just get tired of that song.
Yeah, well, you know what? Everybody does. Because every time you walk into a shopping center, that's the first thing you're going to hear is it's playing on loop.
Or Jingle Bells, or just the bells sound.
Jingle Bell Rock. Yep. No, all the classics. So as we dive into this, I want everybody to try to extrapolate from the previous episodes. This may sound a little redundant, because we are going to talk about, some of the elements of situational awareness, which should, at this point, the more times we're kicking that dead horse, start to sink in, and you realize that everything you do every day when you are out and about, even when you're home, it's important to have an established baseline and an understanding of where you are, what you're doing. So hopefully, that's the driving force behind everything that we're doing. What say you?
When you said that, it made me think of the meme of the wife asking the husband, "Why do you carry your gun in the house?" Decepticons. And the toaster laughed. That's why I carry a gun in the house.
He slaughtered it, but I totally understand where you're coming from.
I don't know. I may be a meme lord, but I don't repeat them very well.
Yeah, well, I've got the memory of a goldfish, so
whatever.
What are you going to do? As we
eat crayons.
Exactly, especially the blue ones. They're delicious.
I like the red ones.
Well, and that's why we get along so well, because you and I can share a box of crayons and not really, fight over the middle,
right?
The middle ground. So before we get started, I'm going to hit you with a promo. Stick with us. All right, everyone, we're taking a brief moment to talk to you about one of our favorite sponsors. That's right. The Barber Collective is a Southern Utah mainstay, U.S. veteran owned with an elite team of classically trained barbers for you to get that dapper do, professional fade, or a cut on the wild side. Competitive pricing with walk-ins available. You won't walk out disappointed that you tried The Barber Collective. Call today and schedule your appointment. Mention oppositional forces and receive your first cut on us. You can schedule online at vagaro.com/barberco. That's VAGARO.com/BARBERCO. Or call them at 435-922-8454. That's 435-922-8454. That's the Barber Collective. Don't let that do you wrong. Go see them today. Speaking of which, tomorrow I finally get my what has now become like a monthly beard mustache trim, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can't wait till you cut that shit off.
The beard's never going anywhere.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm Santa.
The Don Johnson look is not for you.
I'm not getting a haircut. It's a beard and mustache trim. Hater.
So sad. So sad.
All right. So let's talk about the broad things, and then let's talk about the narrow things. The holiday season is it's a wonderful time. For those that made it to Thanksgiving, you're going to see them again soon, for Christmas break. For those you didn't get to see, it's tis the season, and, people are going to start, coming around and doing a lot of moving around. Military members are going to be taking block leave. We've got our wonderful first responders that are out there that are keeping the streets safe and keeping people alive and healthy when they're, drinking and enjoying their holiday season. But there's more out there. There's more going on. And this is not only a season for, peace, love, joy, whatever. This is also the season when all your scammers come out to play. This is when a lot of your, con artists and I don't know why I wanted to say comfort. Comfort's not the right word. What do they call those? The other word for con artists. It escapes me. But anyway, they're out and about too. So
the guys with a cowboy hat at the rodeo.
and other things that make a whole lot of sense today. But also, you're going to have a lot of people who don't ordinarily go out and prey on the innocent, who are taking advantage of the fact that, people are receiving a lot of packages. This is when your porch pirates come out. They will be trolling around looking for all your Amazon gifts on your doorstep. Don't forget to leave a wonderful, neatly taped backup box full of dog poop for them to steal. Maybe they'll learn a lesson this year. I love those videos with the guy who makes that device that when they
glitter bombs.
Yeah. Dude, I watched because he does like a new one like every year, and he like upgrades and updates the whole system.
They smoke and
the fart burn. Sprays and the lights and the sounds, and the glitter bomb goes off, and people are like, "What is this?" And then it starts counting down like it's a bomb.
It's so beautiful.
It is
a creative man.
Yes.
Or woman. I'm not sure.
And so these people come in all shapes and sizes, and ages, and they're coming out hoping to take advantage of the cold, hoping to take advantage of people's good nature, and So here we are to kind of give you the long and short of what you can expect and how you can be a harder target. I know we've talked about this a little bit before, but real quick, Mr. Frost, tell me what a soft target is.
A soft target is somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of situational awareness. It's kind of oblivious, nose buried in their phone, just really not paying attention. How I've been for like the last 2 weeks, I feel like just lost. And then, you just said soft target. Never mind.
No, give me hard target.
So a hard target is somebody who would be somebody like in condition orange for some of you that understand what that is. Condition orange would be aware of what's going on, looking people in the eye, head on a swivel, just paying attention to their surroundings and what's going on.
Right. And, you're purpose driven. You're not, dragging your feet and taking your time. It's okay, let's go get this done.
Please don't drag your feet. It drives me insane when I have to hear people drag their feet in the stores.
Oh, especially, because we live in a warmer climate.
Flip-flops, oh my God, or the slides.
People walking around in their Crocs and they're just dragging their feet.
I feel like that's a Marine Corps thing. Like it was burned into our head, and then they showed us like when I think another platoon was humping or something like that, and you just saw this big cloud. It looked like, I don't know, like a cavalry running on horses, and it was just the dust rising. So when I hear it, that's all I can think of is like, yeah, it's really annoying.
You can hear the crusty old first sergeant yelling in the back of your head, pick up your feet.
AT&T, reach out and touch someone. AT&T, reach out and touch someone. Yeah. The trauma.
We don't have issues.
Sorry, I was triggered there.
None of that leaves mental scars on our brain for the rest of our lives. So let's dive into some of the minutia here. As you are venturing out into the brave fray, some of the things that we're looking at. Let's start with driving. A lot of people are going to be on the roads. People coming to and from. You and I, we went out to California for Thanksgiving, and that was an exciting nightmare. Just
for
that
you, because you get such road rage.
I do not.
Get out of the way! What are they doing? Well, we're in California. That's what we're doing.
Look, I am a stoic. Okay, I am calm and collected on every leg of the race. Because I understand that everybody else is trying to get to where they're, going as well. And
if he doesn't make it to the next podcast, it's because I've stabbed him.
Look, I didn't shoot at anybody on the road, and I really feel like that's a win. And I'm going to take those wins where I can.
Okay.
Take the dub. Take the dub. So,
anyways,
driving. A lot of people are, going to get on the roads. Sometimes it's a short trip, like for us from St. George to Salt Lake, it's just a clean, 4 hours, 4.5 hours. Other people go longer distances to go see friends and family. And when you're on the roads, there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of. Number one, park in a well-lit area. And it doesn't matter if you're just going to the mall or the grocery store. Like I say, 'tis the season. There are people sitting in their cars, running the engine, waiting for you to go back and forth from inside the mall, bringing out all your wonderful new purchases and stick them in the car. And you are advertising to them, hey, look at all this nice stuff I've collected for you in my trunk. Come smash my window.
Yep.
So the cars parked under a well-lit area are the least likely to be broken into because, bad guys like to do things in the darkness. Yes?
I I have no comment because I'm not going to give anybody ideas.
Well,
anyhow,
avoid parking next to trucks with trailers, campers, vans, cars with heavy tinted windows. This is a really good one for the simple fact that that is a really great place for people to lay in wait and then unload, all of your newly purchased items.
That's not even just for holiday season. That should be a regular thing, especially you ladies that have small children, or even yourselves alone, or yourself alone with children.
Right.
Don't park next to things like that. I realize in some places like Phoenix or, Texas or New Mexico,
Southern California,
it's hard to get away from the tinted window situation, but just be aware. Just be aware.
Right. Never leave your car running while unattended or with just your kids in the car. This is a huge problem out here in Utah, especially when you get into northern Utah. People like to go out to their car, start the engine, go back inside, and continue getting ready for work. Big mistake.
That's why remote start has become so popular.
Right. The biggest problem is, yes, you might be able to climb in a toasty warm car. However, you're leaving a running car sitting there just waiting to be driven off the driveway.
Thank you.
Yep. Mine. All mine. And if you're somebody that does this, you have to be aware. It's fine, if your 11 or 12-year-old is the, responsible youngling, and when the littler kids are at home, to put them in charge while you run to the grocery store. But they are not equipped to be able to handle a very serious situation, especially in a vehicle. So that is not the place that you want to say, hey, Timmy, you're in charge. I'm going to run into Walmart for 20 minutes. You guys hang out and listen to Christmas music.
We know that 20 minutes is code for an hour and a half.
Oh, my God. My mother, she would say, I'm going in for bread and milk. And then, you're expecting 5 minutes to to count down, and she'll be walking back out. She comes back out an hour later
with a cart full
of food, all the extra, things that stuck out to her while she was in the store. And we've all torn our hair out and beat each other up, and
there's blood everywhere.
There's blood everywhere.
It's beautiful. Somebody's got a black eye. Need to go to the ER. But mom has to stop at home to drop the stuff off in the fridge first.
Right. Keep the frozen things frozen.
Right.
Don't leave gifts or packages or your valuables visible on the seat. Now, once again, this is something that's kind of a year-round, common sense thing. But, as your trunk starts to fill up, that might be a good opportunity for you to run home and drop everything off rather than, start to fill up the seats. Okay.
So when we say this, everybody goes, oh, that makes sense. Do you know how many bars I have worked at where I have heard somebody broke into my car in your parking lot? Well, why did they break into your car? Well, they took my purse. Where was your purse? Oh, sitting on the seat.
Mm-hmm.
All I needed was my credit card and my ID.
Right.
I parked under the light. Yeah. Congratulations. Might as well have put a spotlight on your purse.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so, all those nice gifts that you just purchased, your purse, some idiots who like to leave, firearms on the...
He's talking about me. He's talking about
where the
me.
Trigicon sights are glowing.
Yeah, he's talking about me.
Just begging to be lifted.
Yeah.
So be aware when exiting and returning to your vehicle. One of the big things people like to do, that the bad guys like to do, is they'll leave indicators or markers of some sort or an obstacle that you have to overcome when you're coming back to your vehicle. And if you're not aware of what's going on, sometimes you can fall victim or fall prey, to them putting that indicator there. One, I'm seeing a lot of like the grocery carts being zip tied to a door handle. People just placing carts in the way, 2-3 carts at a time.
I do that to all the doors because I'm an asshole.
I think you buy zip ties exclusively for that purpose.
Yes, because I don't like people sometimes.
You parked like a jerk, and now I'm going to zip tie a grocery cart to your...
Every door that can open, even your trunk.
So if you see something that's standing out to you, and as you're approaching your vehicle, you get the not so warm and fuzzy feelings, don't be afraid to walk right back inside and ask for someone to come out and escort you to your vehicle.
Now that may be harder, but that's what things like the Paul Blarts that we all do not like, that's what they're there for.
Right.
That's why they are there.
Yeah, and nothing is going to deter somebody with malicious intent more than increasing your numbers. The more you have backup and witnesses, the safer you're going to be. Because if I see you coming out with the security guard or with the store manager who was standing there by the door saying, "Hey, thanks for coming to Walmart. Hey, can you walk me out to my car, please?" "Oh, yeah, of course." Like, "Oh, I'm going to make this customer's day."
Right.
That's what they're there for. Right. So if you have a lot of purchases that you're planning on making, and let's say you're at a mall, right? Don't over encumber yourself with bags on bags on bags and filling up your hands. One of the things, now for different reasons, in the Marine Corps, they taught us, never fill up your right hand because you never know when you have to render a salute. But that's a garrison thing. Once you have that habit kind of locked away in your mind, and you don't put things in your right hand, you realize in other situations that gives you the free hand that you need to be able to reach the concealed carry firearm that you have on your person, that you should have on your person.
You should have on your person. Because
if you can't defend yourself, if you're carrying packages and bags and boxes, if your cart is brimming full of things, you can't see the threat that's coming your way, and then you can't physically react to it. How many people, if given a hot cup of coffee in each hand and then presented with a threat, is going to think, "Oh, step one, drop the coffee"? No one's going to drop the coffee.
I'd throw the coffee. That's just me. But
well, sure, but I'm talking about the average, the layman.
I understand what you're saying.
You're going to trip me up today. I know you are. You're going to find that loose screw and keep twisting it.
I am in that mood.
So, if you can get an escort to your vehicle, do so, because for all the reasons that we were just talking about. Oftentimes, especially with these Christmas flea markets and the not trade shows, but the expos and things like that.
Might as well be a trade show.
Right. The craft shows and all that kind of stuff. Right. Oftentimes, people want to load themselves up with cash because that's how they like to pay, small private vendors.
Right.
So when you're hitting the ATM on your way to, one of these activities, once again, situational awareness, watch your six. Before you interact with the ATM, you should check for skimmers. If the port where you slide your card has something loose or wiggly, or it looks like something's added on, that is not the ATM that you want to use. Oftentimes, there's a secondary keypad put on top of the regular keypad that will store your PIN number. So not only, if there's a camera watching or there's a skimmer on the card slot, but now they're going to get your PIN number as well. So the other side of that coin is if you have to pass by someone who makes an effort to pass closely by you, they may also have a sniffer. A lot of cards nowadays have that, RFID, just tap pay. So they're running around and they're sniffing, and that's the technical term. They're sniffing out the code off of your card, and then you go to the keypad and you go, slide your card, and then you punch in your 4-digit PIN. Now they've got your PIN too. So they've got the information, they got the PIN, boom, you're screwed. The other thing is take the receipt that, if it doesn't give you the option and it just spits a receipt out at you, don't throw it away in the trash can that's right there. Take that receipt with you, put it in your pocket, throw it away later, or keep it for your records, whatever. I don't know anybody who does that, but then again,
I think that's more of an old school thing anymore.
Yeah, we're the new generation. What, receipts? No, I don't want a receipt. Don't give that to me. Then I have to account for my spending.
Right. Ugh. I like to be surprised when I don't have money. It didn't go through. What are you talking about?
That's so weird. Let me try the other card. I've been traveling this week. See, the way my bank account works is shopping. When you are out shopping, if you can do so, shop during daylight hours. That's one of the better ways to avoid, people sneaking up on you, or, being in a poorly lit area and being forced into a situation where you're exposed and vulnerable.
Even just safer driving wise, because, ice, especially those of you who are in the frozen tundras of the world.
Yeah. Why do you live in a place where the air hurts your face?
And your lungs and your fingers. Oh, and your knees and your ankles. Oh, that's me. Never mind.
You can feel the storm coming.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. Dress casually. Avoid expensive accessories. We talked about this from before. This is an everyday kind of thing. This is not the time of year for you to don your pearls and your Rolex and that, 5 different rings, that you like to adorn all your fingers in.
Grandma's wedding ring, great grandma's opal.
Right.
And then your wedding ring.
Your Coach purse. And yes.
Well, we know they're going to carry the Coach purse or the Prada or whatever it is. I'm going to throw some indicators out there. Having the opportunity to work with youth in a detention facility and programs, kids like to boast. And some of these kids are there for a reason. And one of those reasons is theft. So some of those things are stickers. They will follow you around and put a sticker on you. That's a target indicator for somebody who's idling right out front that sees that you bought the 96-inch plasma TV, and all they got to do is go, oh, there's the sticker. We're going to grab this cart, shove it in, or whatever it is, shove it in to the car, and we're going to drive right away.
Right. Yeah. If somebody's, witnessed you buying, a handful of iPhones and tablets and laptops, and they put a marker on you, now, you're the next contestant on the price is, $3.99 with a 5-finger discount.
Right.
So, avoid carrying large amounts of cash. Never carry more than you are willing to have robbed from you or pickpocketed. Put cash in a front pocket. It's always better. And we teach this to people who do a lot of traveling, especially when you travel overseas. Pickpockets are a very real thing in Europe. They're a very real thing in Central and South America. Basically anywhere that you've got an impoverished class of individuals, you're going to have
Chiclet.
very good pickpockets. And so put that decoy wallet in your back pocket, put your actual wallet in your front pocket. And especially if you're carrying a lot of cash, keep the cash out of your wallet and put it in a pocket where you're not pulling your phone in and out so it doesn't yank that money out. Don't show your money. Don't pull out a big wad of cash and start counting hundreds at the register. Have a large source of bills and then separate them privately before you go to the register with a general amount, just over your expected purchase price. Avoid, let's see. Nope, we talked about that. Con artists. This is the big time for them. Pretending to be delivery people, pretending to be charities, pretending to be homeless and panhandling. You have to be suspicious of everybody that approaches you. Once again, like we talked about from before, don't be afraid to be rude. This is, the giving season. And of course, you want to, drop your spare change in the Salvation Army can that's out front. And you want to, sign the petition for, feed the hungry children. And, somebody approaches you and says, hey, can you donate? Or somebody comes knock on your door. Hey, I'm collecting money for such and such charity. Everyone's going to be armed with literature, with identification of some sort that identifies them as part of the easily recognizable charities and organizations. If you don't recognize the name, if they don't have, the correct, T-shirt on or polo, with the logo on it, they don't have the extra apparel or a lanyard around their neck that says, hey, I'm with this group. The more likely chance is that they're just going around and taking advantage of people's giving spirit.
Agreed. I had that happen after our class today. Actually, I stopped to get a drink and some food, and a gentleman just popped up and he was like, hey, can I use your phone? And I was like, you have a phone in your hand. And he walked right over and leaned into my car, into my truck window. And I literally looked at him and said, you can back the fuck off. Like, that is way too close for me. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. My father-in-law turned off my phone and I don't have any service and I'm trying to get, I was like, I don't care. You are entirely way too close to me. I don't care what you want. Go away.
Right.
And luckily I had already pulled my gun out of my belt and was actually setting it on the seat. And he got a good look at it really quickly and backed off.
Yeah. No,
in a quick hurry.
It never ceases to amaze me what people are willing to do or say, to take advantage of people. And, just because of the time of year it is, we're almost subconsciously looking for opportunities to do, works of service, to be helpful and charitable. But you got to keep in mind that everybody else out there knows, what this time of year represents for everyone, and they're out to get theirs.
I mean, if you're going to do something nice, the food bank is a great place to do something nice.
Exactly.
In my opinion, volunteer your time at the food bank. You want to do something nice, volunteer your time at the food bank. Go to a shelter and actually help at the shelter.
Right. Soup kitchens.
Those are great acts of service, especially getting your kids involved, older kids, mind you, because there are some
Shuffles taking a dump in the corner.
Yeah.
You don't want your 10-year-old to witness that.
Yeah. Well,
but your 14-year-old is probably old enough to be like, oh, Dad.
Right. But I also am a strong believer in, some people are homeless because they want to be, and some people are homeless because they have to be. And it's one of those things that, along with homelessness comes a lot of the pedophiles and the sex offenders and things like that. And when you start introducing smaller kids and they think, hey, this man's nice because he smiled at me because I gave him a biscuit. Well, they're creepers.
Right. Which actually leads us right into the next topic, which is kids. But before we get to kids, eat this promo. Check out our friends at Smash Labs Rage Rooms, a Southern Utah exclusive with franchise options available. You won't find another adventure spot quite like this. 5 axe-throwing lanes with a variety of edge weapons and their special Rage Rooms, where you and your friends can work out the day's frustrations by smashing TVs, home appliances, and all kinds of glassware, big and small, and an ever-evolving range of ceramic and miscellaneous items sure to thrill the senses. Call them today and schedule your date night, special event, or even large private parties. Visit their website at www.smashlabs.biz and check out all their special pricing packages, or call 435-359-2214. That's 435-359-2214. Walk-ins welcome. That's Smash Labs Rage Rooms. Awesome. So
Eat it.
I didn't know how to introduce that one. I was just like, here, take this. So kids, it's not really a great idea to take them shopping this time of year. It's already really busy. There's a lot of chaos going on. Hopefully you were smart enough to leave them at home for your Black Friday shopping so they didn't get trampled by somebody for a toaster.
I haven't seen any videos of anybody getting beat up or anything.
You know what? I almost feel like because a lot of it went online
or early,
that there's not really a lot of like these major doorbusters. I do see a lot of those memes where it's like, a week before, the TV was $5.99, 3 days before, it's $5.99, and then Black Friday doorbuster was $6.99 and now it's $5.99. Right. And you're like, right. But it's not true. It's just this horrible marketing ploy, and we all get sucked in as consumers.
Welcome to Christianity. Anyway, sorry.
You got to stop doing that sexual chocolate thing into the microphone.
I'm sorry.
Talking that sweet sauce.
French fried taters.
So it's just not a great place for kids. They want to go out and maybe pick something for their sibling, or grandma gave them some money on Thanksgiving and now they want to go blow that wad on candy and whatever. But
why do I feel like I know kids like that?
Because I have kids like that.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, I got $100. I want to go get this thing. Like, nah. But I mean, this is a time of year where, because of all the chaos, because of everything that's going on that takes your attention away, kids could get lost in that chaos very easily. You turn a corner, and now all of a sudden they get, disoriented, and they orient themselves in the wrong direction. And before you know it, they're on the other side of, the store, sobbing their eyes out, or frantically running around from person to person, like desperately trying to find.
Do you know where my mommy is?
Right. And that's a perfect opportunity for somebody who is specifically out hunting kids to take advantage of that situation.
Well, I'm going to throw this out here for the aspect of when your kids go to school at the beginning of the school year, and we preach and preach and preach about stop putting the sign of what school they're going into, what their name is, and how cute they are, because you're just making an ad for them. Mm-hmm. Don't think for a minute that people aren't patient. You posted that stuff 5-6 months ago. That's cool. 4 months ago, whatever it is. My kids have been out of school for a long time, but for a couple of months, well, now maybe you have a 12-year-old that's started to develop a little bit more. 13-year-old. Maybe she kind of started doing the little glow up thing and found makeup, and you're allowing that kind of thing happening. Guess what? You're going to let your kids dress up and look nice when they're running around the store. So now those people that maybe are after your kids specifically, and you're not paying attention. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to kill the spirit here, but literally it's one of those things. Like, there's people that are willing to pay for kids and willing to wait months and months and months for the perfect time to snatch up one specific kid.
We're gonna have to get Eros in here and do like a full blown episode about human trafficking and sex trafficking.
Right. I have some other folks too in Vegas.
Yeah.
That are eager to be a part of the podcast and share their information.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, this is literally, you know what? Screw the TV. Forget the laptops and the tablets. If anything goes home with you that day, it needs to be your kids. And so, what better way to protect them than not drag them out in the first place?
And then you won't have guys like me making derogatory comments of, why do you have to bring your kids to a place like this? It's chaos.
Right.
And your kid's an asshole.
And they add to the chaos.
Yeah. And I want to punk kick them across the store, even though they may be cute and wonderful kids. They're just assholes to me because they're in my way, because I have a purpose and I want to get in there and get out of there as quickly as possible.
I will dump eggnog on your screaming child. I'm just forewarning you. If you have to bring them with you, do not let them out of your sight. I'm not saying tether them to a child leash.
No, I'm saying that. I'm saying that attached to the backpack harness, attached to your waist. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
When my kids were younger, the rule was, if once they became too big to sit in the cart, they had to have positive control of the cart.
Right.
They were in front of me, and each one would hold either side of the cart, and that's how we walked around.
Right.
Otherwise, we were holding hands because, the last thing I would ever want to happen in the entire world is lose them for even 2 minutes. And one of the big things is not letting them go to the bathroom by themselves during this time of year. It's not a great idea typically anyway, but especially with the way policies are changing, corporate policies are changing, local laws are changing. We're seeing more and more examples of predatory behavior in dressing rooms, in bathrooms, in locker rooms. It's time for everybody to put like the politics aside and start making, positive choices for their own kid safety.
What did you just say?
No politics.
Wow. What?
No politics.
Wow.
Yes. Wow. The libertarian in me is screaming, but maybe. No, not right now. I promise. I promise. Also, if you have to take your kids with you, it is a important part of their life in general, but they should know a handful of things that they can give and know who to give that information to, how to recognize, the people who work there, security guards, how to find the appropriate adult if they lose you. They should know their full name, your full name,
not mommy,
your phone number, and a clear understanding of if for whatever reason you lose sight of them for a moment, or you're not paying attention, they're standing next to you, and a stranger interacts with them at all, they have to tell you. It's important that you're aware of who's interacting with your kids, because that grooming process starts with a smile.
Right.
So, and when we talk about grooming, that's the term used, for predators who are attempting to start to develop a comfort and a relationship with your kid. It happens online, it happens in person, and it starts small and it snowballs.
I think that's why a lot of people think that I don't like their kids, because I don't have that kind of that, oh, it's Uncle Frost or something like that. Because, I mean, your kids are different because I'm around a lot more, but those more extended friends, like, I don't interact with them in that kind of manner because I want them to think I'm that scary dude. Because I don't want them to associate, oh, he's got a big beard, he's a nice guy.
Gonna sit on Santa Frost's lap.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Like, get off me.
Yeah.
I'm scary.
But still, it's one of those, like, I'm a big teddy bear, everybody who knows me, but I do have teeth and claws, but I want children especially to be cautious. I want them to have that mentality. Now, if they know who I am and whatever, and I'm involved in their lives, that's different. But, just in passing, hey, you're my dad's friend, but they're still, a good 2 arms distance away from me of like, that guy kind of scares me. And I like it that way.
Sure. And I mean, there's not really anything wrong with that, because ultimately perception is reality. Right. And for somebody on the outside looking in, and seeing that, a child is particularly comfortable with you, it can set off, the alarms in people's heads. And so, a comfortable distance, it's not a bad thing. I'm not going to argue with you. Let's talk about at home. This is, kind of a big one, because especially, in the spirit of the holidays, everybody wants to decorate and they want to show and keeping up with the Joneses, and they want to put the tree right, in front of the, big double windows at the front of the house, so everyone from the street can see their big, beautiful Christmas tree. These are problems, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're leaving for the holidays, or if you're leaving for the day or 2 days, whatever the case may be, you should have a neighbor or a family or friend member that lives fairly close to you who is willing to stop by your house and check on things. Christmas lights, Christmas trees, things that you've got in the oven for 5 or 6 hours. There's 1,000 reasons why it's not a bad idea to have somebody that swings by when you're gone. But outside of the obvious things, somebody that is seen going in and out of your house, or pulling up, into the driveway and opening the garage door, if anything, to take the little door hangers off your doorknob, or to take the packages off the porch and put them inside. This gives the appearance that people are still home, that people are still interacting with the house, and it's not a good target to hit. Another thing is, don't allow, once again, with the Christmas tree and, in front of the big windows, don't allow your gifts to be visible from windows. If you are stacking gifts to the ceiling, and, the purchase records of years past indicate that people go into a mountain of debt in order to, supply their children and friends and family with gifts galore.
Thank you, Christianity.
Looking at you, Karen.
Welcome to Christianity. Anyways.
You better stop that. You better stop that. Welcome to Yule. There, we said it. You don't want the package, you don't want the gifts and the packages to be a source of envy, or to be a visual representation of the expense that you've went, to the ends of the earth to accumulate, and then neatly stacked it all nice, within 15 feet of the front door for somebody to break in and take.
Or that huge window, because I like to break glass. I don't rob houses, just so that everybody knows, but just the thought process. Sometimes I look at that stuff, I'm like, those idiots.
I do.
I really just want to break the window and scatter their stuff throughout the house.
I like breaking into houses. But nowadays, it's because I have a contractual agreement and they're paying me to do it. It's called penetration testing. I think we talked about that from before.
Yeah, or somebody's locked themselves out of the house.
Right. Yeah, I'm everybody's go-to locksmith because they want to save $60. Break down gift boxes and don't overfill your garbage. Christmas comes and goes, and now you're inundated with 10,000 boxes that you need to throw away. Guess what? This is going to be you're in this for the long haul. If you stuff your trash can or the dumpster or whatever you have near your house or in front of your house that indicates all the wonderful new things that are in your house, that is a billboard for thieves. Hey, check it out. We just got a brand new TV. We got the PS5. We got 4 tablets in the house. We got the this and the that.
A new laptop we got.
Yeah. If you are leaving that out for everyone to see, you are leaving that out for everyone to see. So break the boxes down, turn them inside out.
Let your kids turn them into cardboard guns.
Yes. Let them make, a gift box castle in the living room. Take that tree down so it's not there until the middle of January. Give them a little space, to build something cool. But if you can throw that away gradually, or if you can break it down enough that you can, throw all the cardboard in the car, and then go take it over to the recycling box over at the grocery store, or whatever.
Burn it.
Yeah, if you have the ability to do so. Don't burn cardboard or gift wrapping in your fireplace.
Yeah, please don't.
That is not the place for it. Not only will it smoke up your house because it acts different than the logs on the fire do, but also you have a much higher chance for throwing embers into your home. And that's the other part of safety is don't burn your house down.
That's why having somebody check on your house, especially if you have a cat or somebody or something like that likes to chew on the lights on a Christmas tree. Yeah. Let's talk about
that. Was a fun visual for me. The cat going,
right. The Griswold Christmas. But at the same time, something to think about, it's kind of like the turkey fryer situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like this last Thanksgiving, you and I, when we were in California, I guess it was a burger joint or something like that. But while we were standing there, like it was a 2-alarm fire.
Yeah.
Like literally 2 engines going and putting out a fire that embers were what, probably 15 to 20 stories high.
Oh yeah. No, it was
straight up in the air.
Yep. Yeah. That place went all the way up.
Right.
And I mean, it's because they didn't clean their grease traps out properly
or whatever it is, but probably not. But I'm just
nice greasy spoon restaurant.
Right. It was probably tasty too. That's the sad part.
It smelled really good.
Right. It did.
While it burnt up.
But I mean, those are the kind of things that you need to think about. You really need to think about. I mean, the hosts that we had for Thanksgiving, they were great people. And our new friend Bear, shout out to Bear. If you are listening to this, I hope you are. Like he was super conscious with the kids running around and even just the adults of like, hey, that fryer is probably still hot.
Don't let the kids run around that.
Right.
Yep.
And I applaud him for that.
Yeah,
I really do. And those are the kind of things that we all need to have that in our mind of, we're stringing Christmas lights, 10,000 feet of Christmas lights on your 20-foot tree that you have in your 35-foot foyer. That's a lot of lights. It's a lot of electrical cord.
Yeah. Now the dangers are real.
House. You know, you don't keep your gutters clean, and maybe you're not getting quite the winter that you had previous, so it's not as wet. What happens?
Dry leaves.
Little spark sitting in that rain gutter, and
a bird pecks at the cord just enough and frays the wire a little bit, and you're screwed.
Or it looks like a little berry or something like that, because some Christmas lights have that berry look.
Mm-hmm. Rats actually really like chewing through cords.
Right.
I don't remember what, like the reasoning behind that, but I don't know. Plastic smells a certain way to them, or
I think it's kind of like
they're after the insulation. I don't remember, but they said
something that just draws it to them. But I mean, it's like dogs and plastic bottles. It smells like meat.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs like to chew on plastic bottles. It's not good for your dog. Please don't let your dogs chew on plastic bottles. Anyways, I'm sorry. I know everybody's getting tired of the sexual chocolate, but I like it so much.
He loves eating that microphone. One of the other things to look out for at home are the people coming to your home. You're going to get a lot of door knocks. It's not just people delivering packages, knocking on the door and leaving. It's people, coming up, and once again, they're trying to get you to sign up for some, give to their charity. They're looking for, people to, sign for a package in scare quotes. There's a lot of reasons why somebody might come trying to sell things door to door. Hey, I'm raising money for this. Do you want to buy some, whatever this product is, candy bars, magazine subscriptions? Don't let them in your home. Don't let them stare past you into your home, because that's a really great way to scout out a house for what do you have, what's going on in there. So be cautious. You hear the doorbell ring. Hopefully by this point, maybe you have like a Ring device or some other sort of CCTV where you can view them and talk to them and say, hey, what's going on? What do you need? Hey, I've got a package you need to sign for. Oh, okay. You can't leave it at the door? Nope, can't leave it at the door. I need you to sign for it. Okay, well, look to your left at the window and put your ID up against the glass. Check them out. Like, if they're legitimate, they have, the logos on their shirts and their hats.
Well, I mean, anymore, it's going to be DHL, Amazon, FedEx, or UPS.
Right.
Maybe the mailman.
Yeah. And if you want to be extra cautious, it's an extra trip. But if it's something you have to legitimately sign for, you can tell them, like, hey, leave the tried to contact you sticker on the door, and I'll come pick it up from your guys' office.
Right.
Because especially if you're home alone, especially if you are a small person and home alone, not calling out any particular genders, but if a great big grown ass, man is standing at the door, with a box and a clipboard, maybe it's not a great time to open the door. So,
or a great big woman, to be honest with you.
No,
you're throwing freight. Like, you got some muscles.
They beefy. They beefy.
Yeah.
They thick. Is
thick. That's
the accent. The
shout
accent
out to my homie Brittany. She works for UPS, and she's a badass. She's been throwing that freight for quite a few years, and I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, you don't want to get in a fight with somebody who knows how to throw boxes.
Yeah,
I actually, because we've got a Walmart distribution center here in southern Utah. Right. I've known a lot of people who've worked there, and the amount of muscle they put on in 6 months.
Right. I used to, the one that opened up in Grantsville, I actually helped open up, and when I started throwing freight, like, I'm a fluffy guy. You all know that I'm fluffy. I'm also strong, but I noticed a definite increase in strength from stacking that freight in those trailers.
Yeah, and pretty quick too.
And you don't even notice it, even though it's rolls of toilet paper and paper towels.
It's mid-weight and high reps.
Right. And it's all day long.
All right. So that's kind of the holiday safety brief. We're getting into December, and I want you guys to start thinking about it now. Okay. It's not, that kicking a dead horse thing, do this and do that. And, keep your eyes open. This is serious. Every year, homicides spike during the holidays. Crime spikes during the holidays, nonviolent crime, theft, burglaries. These are things. And if you think it can't happen to you, that's exactly when it's going to happen. So expect that unexpected.
Condition white.
Krampus is out there, and he looking for your kids, because that's what predators do. So just open your eyes and open your mind a little bit, and hopefully this helped.
Think outside the box.
Indeed. Okay. Well, Mr. Frost, let's blow the door and get the hell out of here. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in to Oppositional Forces. If you haven't had a chance yet, please go to badguyforhire.com. There you can find our Patreon, which is, it's also linked for patreon.com/oppositional forces. Hey, subscribe. Okay. We're trying to get out there on the road. We've been doing some classes here in town. And if you're looking on that note to try to get your Utah concealed carry class done so you can get your Utah concealed weapons permit, hit us up. We can do private classes. It's a fantastic gift for the holidays. What better gift than the gift of personal safety and security?
Just remember, if you want to have multiple, like that Arizona, we're right next to Arizona. Let us come teach the Utah concealed carry in your state. We'll travel.
Right. Utah has reciprocity in 35 states and 2 U.S. territories. You can pull up reciprocity on like the USCCA website or on their app, and it lets you know, like, hey, once you have a Utah concealed a concealed weapons permit, you can take a concealed firearm into these states, and these states will recognize that license as if it was their own. A lot of the times that has to do with you being a resident of Utah, but that's not always the case. So it's a great thing to have, even though Utah is a constitutional carry state, which means you can conceal carry without a permit. It does come with a lot of restrictions. And so getting that concealed weapons permit increases your the places that you can carry into and the way and condition that you can carry that firearm. And so if there's anything I can impart to you today, it would be if you're really serious about getting into your personal safety and security, and you want your friends and your family members to do the same, hey, recommend Op4. We are out and about, and we're teaching these classes. We'll be probably doing at least 2 during the month of December. So go to our website and look for the events, RSVP to them, and we'll get you taken care of. We do everything in-house. Your fingerprinting, the only thing that you have to show up with is your passport cards and your ID so that we can photocopy them. So we'll get you all set up. If you have somebody that's 18, 19, 20 years old and they cannot yet legally purchase a pistol, they can carry a concealed firearm with a provisional. Thank you. Oh man, I totally stepped on that one. A provisional license, or a provisional permit, I should say. And you can also give your college student the gift of personal concealed carry. So That's something to look out for. We also do first-time gun buyers. This class, it's kind of a unique one. We will take you or your loved one to the range where they can rent a whole myriad of different pistols in different sizes and calibers to get a good feel of what works for them. So rather than going out today and go picking them up a firearm, you can give them, a handwritten gift certificate to go out with us. We take them to the range. We'll give them, a good shooting class, and they get to shoot a handful of different firearms where they dial in what it is that works best for them. And then it gives you a really good idea of what, you want to buy them or what they want to buy for themselves. So it's definitely something that is a growing trend, to give the gift of security. And if we can help out with that in any way, let us know. So drop us a DM, email us via the website. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm going to quit harping about that, and I'm going to wish you all a happy December. Thanks again, guys.
Happy Yule.
Thank you for listening to Oppositional Forces, Wage War, and Stack Bodies.